Alright y'all, welcome back to my first semi-normal video in a very long time. Or what feels like a long time, but I know it really hasn't been that long of a time, but I haven't filmed one in a long time. I told you guys that I wanted to make this video more fun. I guess as fun as you can make a scary video or scary stories. And so I'm back, and I have more of your guys' Let's Not Meet stories that I'm very excited to read. And I'm also not excited to read because every time I take a break from these videos, I'm just re-traumatized every time. But before we get started into your guys' stories, what's more fun than a brand deal? Because this video was sponsored by Audible. I said this last time and I'm gonna say it again. This is so cool. This is so cool. Audible members get to choose 3 titles every single month, so you'll get 1 audiobook of your choice and 2 Audible Originals, which cannot be found anywhere else. You can listen on any device, anywhere. I've been listening on my computer. I do it a lot while I'm editing. It's like I'll have it on in the background while I'm editing videos, which seems counterproductive, but it keeps me focused, and I know that doesn't make much sense. I also listen to it on my phone when I'm cleaning or doing laundry or anything like that, where I just don't want to sit in silence and I am too busy. You can listen on your phone, you can listen on your tablet, you can listen on your computer, and if you start listening to an audiobook and you decide that you don't like it, you can exchange it for completely free. You also get to keep all of your audiobooks, even if you cancel your subscription. I told you guys that I started listening to Evil Has a Name in my last sponsorship. I wrote down some things from the audiobook and I just, some things that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know you guys just want me to get into the video, but I can't help myself. I already have my next audiobook picked out too because it correlates with the one that I'm listening to. I'm not going to talk about any of this stuff in this video. I'm going to make an entirely separate video about this case, but the book does have violent and sexual content, so that's a trigger warning for you guys. If any of that triggers you, I would not listen to it. The audiobook is about a man named Joseph James D'Angelo. He was known as the Golden State Killer, the East Area Rapist, the Night Stalker. I mean, he had a million different aliases. His crime spree went on for a decade in 1976 to 1986 in California, and he wasn't arrested until 2018. And something really cool that I didn't even realize when I picked out this book is it was written by Paul Holes, who was a forensic criminologist who spent 20 years trying to crack this case, and he finally did. And then the next audiobook that I'm gonna listen to is called I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which is by Michelle McNamara, who actually died while investigating the case. It's about the same man, the Golden State Killer. She was a true crime journalist and she was incredibly close to the case. And so I'm gonna listen to that one next. I was the same way with the Unabomber, and I kind of want to make a video on the Unabomber because I was like in love with him for a while. And not like in love with him as a Unabomber, but just his entire story is so crazy to me. But okay, I promise I'm almost done. If you guys want to try out Audible, you can go to audible.com/cjades, or you can text cjades to 500-500. And again, audible.com/cjades, or you can text cjades to 500-500. You'll get a 30-day free trial, 1 audiobook of your choice, and 2 Audible Originals. I'll have those linked down below as well, and let's get into this shit, y'all. I went through my subreddit, and I picked out a bunch of your guys' stories, and this one really caught my attention. I'm not gonna lie. First of all, the title caught my attention, but I guess this man's like kind of famous. I didn't read all of it, like I kind of skimmed it, but then I saw somebody link something in the comments and we're gonna get to that. But this one says, meth head on hover shoes. I don't even know how to, I don't even know. Hey everyone, my name's Hannah, and I have a great story about a dude who fucked over my boyfriend's life. The guy's name is John, and you can actually search him up on Google to see what he was wanted for. So basically the story starts off with the first time I ever went to my boyfriend's house. This guy was nice, and he actually liked me, and his girl was super sweet. They both would hang out with me and Steven, my boyfriend, but he also never paid the bills that he was supposed to. Also, Rumble is on some sort of crack right now. I'm sorry. He owes Steven $1,500 for rent because he used all of his money on drugs. We didn't know this was happening until a few months ago. About 5 days ago, there was a fight that went down. It was something so stupid, it didn't even make sense because the other guy in the fight did nothing to start shit. Steven jumped off the chair he was sitting in and started yelling at John because it's not the first time he's tried something. I also have very bad anxiety and PTSD when it comes to loud voices and fighting, so it messes with me so bad. I feel that. Steven's cousin has a handgun in a safe, and I've never seen somebody grab a gun so fast before. After everything calmed down, I heard John's girl scream, then start yelling, "John, baby, please don't do this." Then I heard her scream, "Somebody help me." I thought he was hurting her. I can't do anything because I'm recovering from ankle surgery, so I can't run. I felt helpless. Turns out he wasn't hurting her, but he was faking a seizure. The first time I was here, I had a huge panic attack. I was off my meds because I wasn't able to get them, and I ran out of my backup meds. I ran out of the house and sat on the sidewalk to calm myself down, but I was hyperventilating and shaking badly. I ended up crying, and somebody came outside to help me. Anyways, the next day, after the fight that started for no reason happened, Steven was on Facebook and saw that John was wanted. That's his roommate, well, one of them. John was wanted for theft from Walmart. They called him McFly because of the roller skate shoes he was wearing. They were also stolen. The day went on and we found out that he was on live PD as well as a wanted man. He was on the news and my mom saw it. He was all over the media. We got tips that the SWAT team was going to bust the house at 6 a.m. on Friday. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, dude, when I first read this, I was like, yeah, there's just gonna be like some weird man that they like ran into. I was wrong. That never happened. The days went by and we hadn't seen him for like 3 days. He locked himself in his bedroom because Steven put him in his place. Steven set fire to a bunch of things that were just piled up in the front yard. Steven was starting to take his house back. Bad paint jobs, random shit everywhere. People were starting to call his place a meth house. It pisses me off because it's not true. If anything, it's a weed house. John is the only one who messed with meth. We all had to hide the pot and pot things as well. It was straight out of a movie or something. The days went by and no cop showed up. What are you doing? Dude, he's drinking water out of my sink. Out of a cup in my sink. The days went by and no cop showed up, even after Steven called them to tell them that he was here. Steven wanted John gone forever. I don't blame him. There were threats about killing John as well. I swear this is a true story. I'm actually scared of the guy because he does meth. It's such a scary thing to live with. So today, January 20th at 7:40 this morning, Steven called the cops. The bedroom door was open and we saw John up at 6 taking things to his car. He left for a bit, then came back and sat in the living room for a bit, trying to take lithium strips out of batteries. He had a huge knife strapped to his hip as well. We thought he was trying to run. He probably took everything he stole and dumped it somewhere. When the first cop car drove by, John got off the couch and ran to his room. Steven led the cops straight to the bedroom door and took them a bit to get it open. They knocked multiple times and he didn't answer it until they started to open the door. There was a cop on each side of the door, and when he came out, they both grabbed one of his arms and took it behind his back. They cuffed him and he asked, "Why am I being arrested?" They said, "You're being questioned for theft." His dumbass goes, "Well, do you have proof it's me?" Bitch, they have you on video doing it. Stop acting stupid. I ended up passing out because we had been up all night, but I woke up and I asked Steven what was going on. His cousin told me everything that went down. We think he might have been trying to take us down with him, but he'd be stupid if he tried to do that. He has no clue what Steven and his cousin can do. Rumble? Little crackhead? What are you doing? I found out that this girl tried to bail him out, but thank God they gave her a miscommunication and she doesn't have all the money to get him out yet. This is all I know right now because it literally just started last week. You're going to have to keep us updated. I'm not fucking kidding. It's a scary thing to live through, but let me tell you, it was funny as fuck to see him be put in his place. I'll update this if anybody wants to know more when I know more. Just let me know. We do want to know. We want to know everything. And then somebody linked like a Facebook thing and they were like, "I saw this 10 minutes after reading your post. I hope you and your boyfriend stay safe." So I'm going to click on it even though it might be a virus. Oh fuck, no, the page was removed. Are you joking? I'm clicking on another one. Okay, well, I don't know what it is, so if anybody knows what the Facebook page was, please tell me. Oh, okay, they said update, so the guy is back and he threatened everybody except for me. He told me that he loves me today, and he's always been nice to me. I was nice back and asked him if I could play with the 3 kittens. He told me I could. Wait, I'm so fucking confused. He also told me that my name isn't on any papers, so I probably want to get out of the house in a few weeks. He doesn't want anything to happen to me, and I always tell him the truth. I never know anything. The situation I'm in is so fucked. My mom knows about everything as well. I have no clue what's going on, but I think he said something about he's not going anywhere anytime soon. It sucks ass. And then last update on this story. So as you guys know, if you kept reading the updates, you know that the guy got bailed out of jail. Well, he wasn't at the house long before everything fell out of place. There were a few fights that happened, but nothing too major. We called the cops like 3 different times to get him out of the house, but of course they said they couldn't do anything because he gets mail there. What the fuck? We have to get an eviction notice so that he can leave. The last fight that happened, I was hanging out in the garage with some friends and my boyfriend. Next thing you know, John is yelling at Steven and then got all up in his face. Everyone wanted to knock John's ass out. It didn't happen because he could have pressed charges. I ended up having to call the cops and I was having a panic attack, so that helped with police getting to my house quickly. My boyfriend had to take the phone from me, and as he was talking with the lady, John and his girl were packing shit up and getting it out of the house. When the cops got there, they made sure that he was only grabbing his stuff and not going anywhere near anyone else's stuff in the house. He left, but it didn't stop there. He threatened everybody once again by saying that even though he won't be back at the house, we need to watch ourselves on the streets. That was 3 days ago from today, January 26th, but nothing has happened. After the meth had left, we just had fun by hanging out and listening to music. We're getting everything under control, and it's so peaceful now. Our biggest problems are gone now, and we're all happy. So John, the meth head who stole from Walmart on hover shoes, let's not meet again. Honestly though, not a bad story to start on. I'm not even gonna lie, because it's kind of funny. I understand it was traumatic, I get that. Kind of funny. a little bit funny, just a little bit. Okay, this one says, I think I saved a girl from being abducted. My mom and I planned for her to hang out at my apartment today, and we decided to go out for lunch. When we returned to my gated community, we headed for the front entrance, but a woman with a stroller and 2 small children were blocking the driveway. We didn't feel like waiting, so we drove around the far side of the complex towards the back entrance. For context, the area has a stone wall littered with locked gates so people can leave without interfering with traffic. It's located on a long residential road. Hardly anybody uses it unless they live in the area. As we turn onto the street, we see a young girl walking down the sidewalk in a black SUV parked just up ahead. The middle school bus just dropped off a group of kids, so it could have been a parent waiting. The girl's on her phone, oblivious. Not the behavior of a kid rushing to get in the car after school. More like somebody keeping busy on a long walk home. I mention it to my mom, and as we pass the SUV, we make eye contact with the driver, a 30-year-old something man glaring at us. Instantly, we agree that something was off. There was something dark and predatory in his eyes. We slow down and pull up to the curb, watching to see if the girl gets in the car. She doesn't. Instead, she walks right past it, and the vehicle makes a U-turn and heads down another street. Feeling validated in our suspicions, we agree to wait and make sure that she gets home safe, assuming she lives in the complex. About the time she's halfway down the block, we see the same SUV turn onto the street again, drive a little ways, and then turn down the same street as before. We couldn't believe he would come back around and try again. All the while, the girl has no idea this is happening. We pull up to the back entrance and wait for her, feeling fairly creepy ourselves, watching a young girl, but there was no way that we were leaving her unattended. Honestly, good for you guys, because I feel like a lot of people would completely overlook everything that happened. And even if it wasn't something scary, even if it was just like a misunderstanding, it's still, I don't know, it's like better safe than sorry. But I think I would feel creepy too. I mean, I feel creepy when I'm like turning into my apartment complex and I am going in the same direction as somebody. It's like, it's an apartment complex, there's not that many places to go. But I always feel like they think I'm following them kind of thing, so I would also be paranoid that they thought I was the creepy one. When she gets up to the gate, I roll down my window and I call to her. She looks cautious and doesn't come too close to the car, which I definitely give her credit for. I tell her about the guy in the SUV, how he was watching her and that we were concerned and waited to make sure that she was okay. I also tell her kindly that she needs to be more careful. She thanks us, looking startled and relieved, and rushes into the complex. I don't think it's that she needs to be more careful. She probably wasn't thinking about it. It's probably a walk that she takes every single day, just on her phone casually. I feel like it's really easy to think that, you know, you're so close to home, like what the fuck is gonna happen? You've done this a million times. I hope we didn't scare her too much, but I felt that she needed to know, to serve as a lesson. I've had too many experiences of creepy men following me and trying to abduct me. I know how easy it is to be complacent in a familiar setting. You literally just said exactly what I said. Maybe you're right. You're the right one. Never mind. You know what? She does need to be more careful. We all need to be more careful. You're fucking right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I think it's important to teach young girls to be cautious and aware of your surroundings when walking alone. And sometimes experience is the best way to learn. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I guess experience in a sense where nothing actually happens. No. I don't know. I wouldn't want anyone to experience it. It's just fucking scary. We all just need to be careful and cautious. You guys want to hear a story? I have a story. This is so stupid. This is the most pointless story I'll ever tell. And I say that about all my stories, but all my stories are pretty pointless. So I went to California for Valentine's Day, and while I was driving to California, I made a stop at this place because I had to go to the bathroom. And when I walked inside, like, I didn't think anything of it. Like, you know, there's always like those weird gas stations when you're driving from state to state. And the drive from Arizona to California, it's very barren. Like, there's nothing in between. And so all of the gas stations, I mean, they're just these dinky little dirty gas stations. But I saw a sign that said the new 76, the cleanest bathroom, or the cleanest gas station. I think it was the cleanest bathrooms. The nicest, cleanest bathrooms on the I-10. And I was like, oh my god, okay, we gotta go. And so I walked into this like brand new gas station, and it is beautiful. It's like marble and clean, and you could tell it was a brand new gas station on this fucking dirt desert road. And so I walk in, and my plan was to just go to the bathroom, and I wasn't gonna buy anything. But there was this man inside, and I always get weird vibes from people, but it was pretty creepy. I'm not gonna lie. And so I walked in, and I was just gonna go to the bathroom, and the man who was at like the cashier greeted me when I walked in. And the man that I'm talking about, he was in line already to buy something. So I was like, hi, I'm good, how are you, whatever. And then I go to walk to the bathroom, which was on the opposite side. So I had to walk across like the entire gas station to go to the bathroom. And it was a pretty big gas station. And the man gets out of line, and it was just weird because like I could tell that he was just like yeet, like he just turned around and he started walking down this aisle, and I was trying to look without making it obvious that I was looking, and he was watching me, like he kept peering up at me from the aisle. And so I was like, alright, I'm just gonna grab a soda or something because I think I'm being paranoid, but maybe I'll just buy something to waste time and maybe he'll leave. And so I went and I grabbed a soda, and then he was still like right behind me. So I went down an aisle, like a chip aisle, and then he came to the chip aisle, and then I went to the candy aisle because I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna buy fucking candy because, like, I don't know, I have to buy something. I just look weird, like, going through all these aisles. And so he was following me through each aisle, but it was like he would be an aisle away from me. So he would watch me over the top of the aisle, and then as soon as I left it, he would walk through that aisle. I hope that makes sense. And he was already checking out, so it was just a weird situation. And so I texted John, because I had to pee so bad. I texted John, and I was like, there's a weird man following me in the gas station, and I have to pee, and I'm scared. And I told him I bought soda and candy as a decoy, because I can tell this man is watching me. So I went and I paid for the candy and the soda, and the cashier, I think he could tell something was kind of off too. Like, I kept looking over at the man, and he was looking at him too. And he just seemed sketchy, like he looked smelly. He looked like he was stinky. And so I bought it, and I was like, I'm just gonna go use the restroom really quickly. And I told him that as like a, watch me please, like make sure this man doesn't follow me to the bathroom. And so I go to the bathroom, and there's a lady in there cleaning, and there's a bunch of people using the bathroom, and so like nothing's gonna happen to me. I just always assume it's gonna be like a horror movie type deal where I go into the bathroom and it's completely abandoned and this man comes in and starts banging on the stall or some shit, but I was fine. I peed and I left. And I bought a giant thing of Starburst because it was the first thing that I grabbed, and I like Starburst, but I don't love Starburst. And I bought like the jumbo pack, and John was like, what were you gonna do, hit him with it? Like, I don't know, that would have been a great idea though, hit him with my Starburst if he tried to attack me. I know you guys are gonna hate me, but I think that's all I'm gonna read for now because I really want to watch this Twitch Rivals thing. It's a League of Legends tourney, and I'm pathetic. But I'm pretty sure it started like 5 minutes ago, and I need to watch it. I need to. The only game that I watch anymore is League of Legends. Sometimes I'll watch Dead by Daylight, but I love watching League of Legends streams. And they have this tourney going on with all these different streamers, and my favorite streamer is in the tourney, and I want to watch him. I'm so sorry. I suck. I should have just waited to film this, but I also didn't want to wait to film this, and so I'm sorry. I've still been recording for like 30 minutes, so it's okay, right? But I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any stories that you want to share with me, I will have my subreddit linked down below. I'm gonna start reading your guys' stories more often because I feel like I've been neglecting my subreddit, and I don't want to do that. I love reading your guys' stories and like talking to you guys as if you're here with me. So if you have any stories, share them with me. But other than that, I'm gonna go watch League of Legends. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye! I really don't have anything to say right here. I'm gonna make myself some food, and I'm gonna sit down, and it's gonna be like this whole little journey, League of Legends journey, and I'm gonna cheer on my mans. I hate my life. See ya.